Welcome to the channel. If you don't know what I do here, this is part of a series where I read people's stories out who've been shunned by religious family members. My paternal family is long dead. My maternal family is all United Methodists or Lutherans. I'd been baptized as a Roman Catholic, and at first attended CCD, Catholic Sunday School, until my father was killed in the Vietnam War. My father was killed in the Vietnam War when I was 7 years old. My mother chose to use her own and my father's military benefits to attend college. As such, my maternal grandparents raised my sister and me while she was still away to college. They prohibited me from returning to the Catholic mission, now a church, which I'd attended ever since I'd lived with them. I made what I now know was a mistake by admitting I didn't believe as my grandparents and my first cousins, by telling them I didn't believe in any sort of God. I was first told this was a phase I would grow out of, and I was forced until the day I graduated from high school and joined the U.S. Navy to attend every church function the United Methodist Church in my small town held. I was required to play music on the church organ, required to be in the church choir, etc. I didn't marry until the mid-'80s, to a Presbyterian woman who knew I was an atheist when I married her. At first, it wasn't a problem. However, she continually pressured me to attend church functions, and when our son was born, insisted he be baptized by the Roman Catholic chaplain of the base where I was stationed at the time in Spain. I would attend church with her when she and I were home visiting her family, but otherwise I wasn't interested. In the latter part of my career, I developed epilepsy. Naval physicians determined I couldn't continue in my career, so I was slated to be discharged after 17 years for medical reasons and placed on VA disability. At that point, my wife filed for divorce. She argued in a Florida courtroom that I was possessed by demons due to epilepsy, and as an atheist, I would be a bad influence on our young son. In response, the court accepted her arguments and granted the divorce. Gave her everything we owned, determined I couldn't see my son due to atheists being immoral, and structured alimony in a state which doesn't have it in such a way that it would stand up to legal scrutiny, as it's against federal law to assign VA disability compensation to either alimony or child support. In addition, the court assigned child support far in excess of what I could afford or would be merited based on my income, leaving me with $20 a month and homeless, also structured in such a way to withstand legal scrutiny. Although my personal property was awarded to me, she refused to turn it over. My family then learned that atheist was an official cause of divorce. I suppose my ex called them to tell them, and all started disowning me, except my mother and my only living aunt. For 11 years, I spent time out in the open, on people's sofas, etc., until my present atheistic wife met me. That's a long story by itself, and decided to do something about a homeless veteran by taking me in and eventually marrying me. Over the first couple years of our marriage, our finances suffered greatly as she worked to retire $50,000 worth of additional bills imposed by the Florida courts on me when I had no money at all after my ex-wife went back to court. Homelessness means process servers don't really have to do anything to collect their fee, and I couldn't have afforded to go back to Florida anyway to fight it. My son is estranged from me today. I haven't visited him since he was 6. He's now 38. My maternal grandmother died over a decade ago. No one told me she died for years. My aunt died 2 years ago, and I also received no notice until months later. Since that time, I've rebuilt my life. I can't work in the field I'm trained, aviation electronics, due to federal law, so I struck out in a new direction and became a copy editor for a romance novel company. In our current town, I ran for political office, village trustee, and won, despite liberal in a really conservative area. I was re-elected, but then defeated in 2018 when it came out I was an atheist after I wrote a letter to the regional newspaper pushing back against a pastor arguing atheists are the cause of all immorality and crime in the U.S. By defending atheists, I was painted as an atheist, which doomed my re-election. I'm an atheist, but the claim was based on a false premise. Mostly my wife and I keep to ourselves. Our town is so small, everyone knows everyone else. Everyone else is either a Lutheran or a Roman Catholic, and none of them want atheists living in their town. James.